Before we begin, if you've ever made a decision you wish you could take back, type quietly, "I understand." Because this story is not just about betrayal, it's about regret. When people hear the name Judas Iscariot, they think of one thing: the man who betrayed Jesus. But what if that's not the whole story? Before the betrayal, Judas was chosen. He walked with Jesus Christ. He saw miracles. He heard teachings. He was there, not as an outsider, but as one of the 12. Think about that. He was close, closer than most people will ever be. So what happened? Betrayal rarely happens in a moment. It begins slowly. Small thoughts, small doubts, small compromises, and over time they grow. Maybe Judas started questioning. Maybe he expected something different. Maybe he didn't understand the path Jesus Christ was taking. And this is where it becomes uncomfortable, because Judas starts to look human. Not just a villain, but someone who struggled. Someone who didn't fully understand and what was happening around him. Someone who made a choice and then had to live with it. If you're still listening, and this story is hitting deeper than you expected, subscribe and stay with this. The moment that changed everything. And then the moment came. 30 pieces of silver. A decision that could not be undone. A kiss that would echo through history. In that moment, everything changed. But here's what most people don't think about: what happened after. Because regret doesn't show up immediately. At first, it feels justified. But then, reality sets in. The weight of regret. Imagine realizing what you've done and knowing you cannot undo it. That moment, when everything becomes clear, when the noise fades and all that's left is truth, and it was too late. The part people don't talk about: Judas felt remorse, deep remorse. He tried to return the silver. He didn't celebrate what he had done. He broke under it. And this is the part people don't often sit with, because this story is not just about Judas. It's about choices, the small ones that seem insignificant until they're not. Not every wrong decision feels wrong at first. Not every path looks dangerous in the beginning, but over time, it reveals itself. If this message is speaking to you, don't ignore it. Type quietly, "I choose wisely," and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. The story of Judas Iscariot is not just a story of betrayal. It's a story of how quickly things can change, how silently choices can build, and how powerful one decision can be. And maybe that's why this story still speaks even now. There was a moment that changed everything for Judas Iscariot. Not when he took the silver, not when he made the deal, not even when he betrayed Jesus Christ, but after the noise, after the crowd, after everything slowed down. There was a moment of silence, and in that silence, he saw it clearly. The weight of what he had done, it didn't hit him all at once. It came in waves. First, confusion, then discomfort, then clarity. And clarity is where everything changes. Inner breakdown. Imagine realizing that one decision has changed everything. That what felt small is actually permanent. That what seemed manageable is now out of your control. That moment is where regret becomes real. And this is the part most people never talk about. Deep emotional layer. Because in that moment, there are no distractions, no excuses, no one to blame, just you and the truth. And sometimes the truth is heavier than anything else, and this is where the story stops being about Judah and starts becoming about you. Because everyone has had a moment like this. A moment where something didn't feel right, but you kept going anyway. A moment where you knew you should stop, but you didn't. Not because you're bad, but because you're human. And that's what makes this story uncomfortable. Because it's not distant, it's familiar. That's silence after everything settles. When you finally sit with yourself and nothing is distracting you anymore, that's where truth speaks the loudest. And in that silence, you either face it or you run from it. Before we go any further, so if this message is hitting you, don't scroll away. Type quietly, "I'm listening," and subscribe. Because what comes next matters. Direct connection, because now this is no longer just a story. This is a moment, your moment. Personal reflection. Think about your life right now. Is there something you've been ignoring? A decision, a habit, a direction, something that doesn't feel right, but you've kept going anyway? Don't ignore this.